the quorum at the commencement of the House has not yet been attained, and the Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung. As we wait for the House to correct, we shall continue to take a look at that priority business that, as the House convenes this afternoon for this plenary sitting, shall be transacting. The Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly and sponsored by the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, is a bill that is also lined up for consideration on the floor of the House this afternoon. This bill is coming up for second reading and then also move for consideration at the Committee of the Whole House stage. That means that the members of the National Assembly shall be able to go through the bill clause by clause to be able to adopt any amendments that may have been proposed therewith after the or during the debate stage. This bill is a key legislative instrument that authorizes the release and utilization of monies from the Constitutional Equalization Fund. And the monies that have been allocated for the areas that have been categorized as marginalized is a total figure of 10.25 billion Kenya shillings. And this is for this current financial year, that is the 2026-2027 financial year, 10.25 billion Kenya shillings that should be going to various areas across the country, areas that have been categorized as marginalized. And this money that is under this particular bill is earmarked exclusively for basic services or basic service delivery under Article 204, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, with the areas that are targeted being water, sanitation, infrastructure, also roads network expansion, health facilities and equipment, as well as rural electrification. These are areas that this particular bill seeks to reach out to be able to ensure that these areas reach or get the services and be able to reach to the status that other areas are able to enjoy these services also under this particular constitutional provision to ensure that the members of these areas from various counties.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, I have a petition to convey to the House regarding the unfair lending and asset financing practices by Mogo Auto Limited. Honorable members, Article 119 of the Constitution accords any person the right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority. Further, Standing Order 2252B requires the Speaker to report to the House any petition other than that presented by a member. Honorable members, I wish to report to the House that my office has received a petition from a Mr. Charles Gishira, the National Executive Chairperson of the Kenya Boda Riders and Owners Association, representing Boda Riders, owners, operators, and other key road safety stakeholders across the country. The petitioner seeks the intervention of the National Assembly regarding persistent complaints and grievances raised by members of the association against Mogo Auto Limited, a company operating in Kenya and engaged in the provision of asset financing and lending services. Honorable members, the petitioner raises concerns regarding Mogo Auto Limited's compliance with the regulatory framework governing lending and asset financing, including whether the interest rates and charges levied align with the requirements administered by the Central Bank of Kenya. The petition alleges that the company imposes excessively high interest rates and other charges exposing borrowers to financial hardship and exploitation. He cites inadequate disclosure of loan terms, repayment obligations, and associated charges, thereby limiting borrowers' ability to make informed financial decisions and undermining consumer rights guaranteed under Article 46 of the Constitution. Honourable members, the petitioner claims that borrowers are not provided with logbooks despite making substantial repayments towards the financed motorcycles, and that recovery practices against defaulting borrowers are unfair and oppressive. The petition also raises concerns regarding the protection and handling order and handling of customers' personal data in breach of data protection laws, particularly the collection, processing, storage, and sharing of such data. He questions the effectiveness of tracking devices installed on financed motorcycles and the procedures governing insurance claims and compensation in cases of theft, loss, or accidents involving financed assets. Honorable members, the association states that its members have reported instances where, despite making substantial repayments, often exceeding the value of the financed motorcycles, they do not ultimately acquire ownership of the assets. He alleges that motorcycles are repossessed immediately upon default. Stolen motorcycles are not recovered despite being equipped with tracking devices, which borrowers are pursued for repayments, notwithstanding insurance compensation payments, leading to adverse credit listings. Honourable members, the petitioner states that efforts have been made to have these grievances addressed, including engaging the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. However, they allege that Mogo Auto Limited failed to attend the committee sittings convened to address the concerns raised. The petitioner therefore prays that the National Assembly investigates the operations of Mogo Auto Limited with a view to establishing its compliance with applicable legal and regulatory framework governing lending and asset financing services, and recommends appropriate legislative, regulatory, and administrative measures to protect border riders and other borrowers from exploitation, intimidation, and unfair business practices. Honourable members, having determined that the matters raised by the petitioner fall squarely within the authority of this House, and that the issues raised in the petition are not pending before any court of law, constitutional body, or other legal entity, I hereby commit the petition to the Public Petitions Committee for consideration pursuant to Standing Order 208A. The committee is required to consider the petition and report its findings to the House and the petitioner in accordance with Standing Order 2272. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Milemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and let me thank the individual who has brought that petition to this House. The space of border and the lending and asset financing in form of the bikes is not good. And indeed, currently, the border people who have been given bikes, the border bikes are a risk to even their lives. And it's not only Mogo, but there's another one called Watu. I would want to ask you, Honorable Speaker, kindly that you order that that committee prioritizes this matter, because they do not only lose the bikes, but sometimes they're even killed and the bike just disappears. And the system of tracking does not work completely, so that any single bike can be found. In my own area, Muhaya, that has been very common. And above all, no border who is given a bike in form of asset financing is assured that he will finally have the bike. Somewhat, when they finish payment of the bikes, something will happen and you'll find that the border is either killed or the bike is stolen or something happens so that the bike is actually taken away. So the organizations or the agencies involved in this asset financing, both Mogo, Watu, and others, are actually exploiting that space, and I would like the committee to go beyond what has been asked so that they regulate that sector very well so that we don't have exploitation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the petition and I want to ask the Public Petitions Committee that they prioritize this issue, Honorable Speaker, because it is affecting many of the border operators in such a way that you will find a border has paid, almost even cleared, and is only left maybe with a little interest. And these people come when he defaults towards the end, and they take the border, they take the motorcycle, and this guy is left suffering. So it is something that, Honorable Speaker, this House must prioritize, and I know it is of concern to the public. So I want to ask the Public Petitions Committee that let it not just be only Mogo Auto motors, but it should involve all the lending border people within the country so that that space is regulated and we should be able to rim on them because they're actually making many people poorer than they found them. So, Honorable Speaker, I support this petition.
Yes, Wanjala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want also to add my voice and support to that petition, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this company...
For the record, the petitioner is called Giles Gishira.
Yeah, Giles Mishira.
Kishira.
Ishira. Honorable Speaker, these companies, or this company, again, it colludes. It's technicians who put some security gadgets in those motorbikes. They organize with them, follow up the person who has taken the motorcycle, Honorable Speaker. They go steal and remove the gadget so that the motorcycle is never seen again. This has really impoverished our borders on the ground. And Honorable Speaker, even when the borrower is paying